All right. I'm in Australia. I've been in Australia for a couple months now, and I've been living in the van for probably about a month, a little over 5 weeks at this point. Um, and I've made it to Western Australia, which is extremely remote. Um, I am currently south of a town called Norseman, which is at the end of a long trek across, I guess, well, it's called the Nullarbor Plains. It's kind of like a desert. Looks somewhat like this, with less shrubbery for most of it. And it was 2 straight days of 6.5 hour drives. And yeah, it was brutal. The first day was just pure wind, and rain, like the worst wind I've ever driven in, at least in a big van like this that's basically a sail, and extreme downpours. And I wasn't necessarily nervous that I was going to get blown off the road, but it was definitely enough to push me into the other lane at times. So yeah, and then the next day was boring and just the same scenery for 6 hours. At one point, there was the longest straight road in Australia, which is 90 miles of just straight, which is, yeah, about as fun as it sounds, with the exact same scenery the entire time. So yeah, but this is intended to be a van tour, not me bitching about driving. So I bought a Toyota Hiace. It's, a Hiace is kind of the classic camper van life vans that people get. This one's a 2003. It's a Hiace SBV. I have no fucking idea what that means. It runs on both petrol and, well, they call it LPG here, but if you're watching this in the States, that's propane, which is really handy when you can find it. Which, as I've been going west, has been more and more rare. But the van has a big, what they call roo bar here. Brush bar, bush bar, I don't know what the hell you want to call it, but just in case I hit a roo, that will take some of the impact. I don't think it would prevent a lot of damage, but I've been told if you see a kangaroo, kind of like deer in the States, you don't swerve, you just hit it. That's the safer option. But if you see a wombat, do not fucking hit it, because it's like hitting a boulder. So I hope I don't have to experience that, but that's what I've been told. It's a pop top, which is nice because I have headroom, which you'll see once I go in there. And while I'm driving on extremely windy days, it's not a big fucking sail up there. And it's just more fuel efficient driving it without a big lump of canvas up there, or, as was the case with my last van, plastic. Not much in the back. Down there is where I fill up the gas, the LPG, when I get it. It was a former rental. That's why it says petrol on the cap. It might as well say, don't put fucking diesel in this, you idiot. And yeah, I do have like an awning thing. This little rail here is all that you have with a pop top like this to attach to, so it didn't come with it. So but I had a canvas guy make me an awning when I was in a city outside of Melbourne called Geelong, and yeah, he just came out, he's like, oh, this is the size, gave me a price. And yeah, it's kind of a pain in the ass to put up because I have to slide it into that rail and then put up poles. And since it's been cold, since I'm here in the winter in the south of Australia, it's been pretty cold. Today is pretty nice, 55, a little breeze. This morning was like probably 35 or 36. and it was pretty fucking freezing in the van. So moving on into the van, this sill has become shoe storage, so I don't have to get any mud in there, and it has been pretty muddy given all the rain that's been happening. It's quite a bit smaller than my last van. I'll just start from the front and work back. This is all just one shot. I'm not gonna do multiple takes, so if I pause for a while, that's why, because I don't feel like editing. It's a stick, which is nice. It has a lot more power than my last van, so hills are not a problem, which seems like a stupid thing to have to worry about, but not having to worry about it has been fucking amazing. Yeah, pretty straightforward. A little overhead storage. That bag is like my recycling bag. I had a big bag of firewood on the passenger seat, and when I crossed the Western Australian border, there's a lot of quarantine laws, so they took some veggies and my firewood from me. So no more firewood. I did have a screen put in for Android Auto and whatnot, and it was worth every penny. Makes life easy. And yeah, compared to my last van that didn't even have a radio, I feel pretty spoiled. What else up here? Not really anything. Moving back. Sink. Water pump. I have a 40-liter water tank, which, I mean, should last me for anything I need it for. Over here, I put in this plastic box. I screwed it to this, I don't know, it's like a plastic board type deal here, to put all my spices in. 2-burner stove. I don't have like the little tuck under like toaster oven type deal. This fan does not work anymore. I had a lot of electrical work done, and they said they rewired everything as it was, and now this fan doesn't work. I'm reluctant to get rid of it because I'm going to be in the heat soon, and I might want it, but it does kind of take up space. This thing was set up well, and it's in good shape, but it definitely wasn't set up for someone to like live in long term. I think it was more like weekend trips. For this stove, the gas bottle is pretty small. I was really worried about it running out on me like once a week. It's probably, I think it's less than half the size of the gas bottles I had in my last van. But I think this stove is just much more efficient because I bought an extra one and had it filled, and I haven't had to use it yet. And I've gone to fill up my gas bottle, and I pick it up and it still seems to have some in it. That being said, it's probably going to go out like today since I'm talking about it. These cabinets are amazing. They have little push locks. Yeah, pans, pots, garbage in there. Silverware plates. It came with everything included, basically. I've bought a few things, but it also came with these amazing stainless steel wine glasses, which I have used. Pretty nice. But yeah, everything's really well set up and organized for what it was. But yeah, I mean, when I bought it, it literally, there's a bunch of food in here. Microwave, useless. It's just storage now. I'll never use it. It's like fucking glued in or something. Maybe someday I'll take it out, but for now it's, you know, being used to store Tupperware or whatever else is in there. I barely even open it. Down here is actually where the drainage tank for the sink is, and It's just random cleaning and bullshit. Right under me here, let's switch it, is food. Solid dry storage. Yeah, it came with a bunch of food in here because the people selling it didn't really expect to be selling it, and circumstances meant they dropped it off at their brother-in-law's place. So it had, I mean, food. There's sunscreen in here. It's fully set up with like all the plates and dishes, which I could have done myself. I did in New Zealand, but it's a lot easier to just have it all in here, obviously. I don't have to go up and down the aisles like I'm fitting out an apartment. Going back, there's not much else to talk about. Alright, I said I wasn't going to edit, but I'm going to edit. The fridge. Not that interesting, but the fridge is basically the same one I had in the last van, but pretty good size. I actually have a freezer that works now, and I have always been horrible, not only in, you know, a van, but even places I've lived, decorating. So I started sticking things up that, like if there's just a postcard or something or anything free, wherever I go, I grab one. So yeah, I was going through the last video and realized that I didn't talk about the fridge at all. A lot, or I didn't do, I had a lot of work done on the electrical system because I was going to try and get a solar panel stuck on the top, and it was going to be kind of expensive, and I had an auto electrician look at it and he's like, "You got bigger problems, dude." So I'm not going to open it up and show it, but I had a brand new battery put in that was made in Melbourne by this guy that does them, and without getting into the specs, it'll last me easily 3 days, easily, without like trying to conserve, and that's without even putting out my portable solar panel that I bought. So I mean, it's assuming the sun would cooperate, it'd be practically indefinite given how I use it. They put in an inverter, and it's really cool because the inverter is actually in here, and they put this in, and they talked to me about putting these plugs in, and then while they were doing it, they said they realized that it would be a pain in the ass for me to like open up and turn it on, so they put this little switch in to turn it on, which is just fucking awesome. Worth whatever they charged me for putting that in. I added these 2 mesh baskets. I just screwed them in. There were other towel racks like are over here behind my head, but these have really helped with the clutter. And I might even add a couple more. Other than that, it's just like the bed back here. I just leave it set up like this, where I just have the benches, and that is a cassette toilet, which I haven't used. I haven't had to. No, yeah, the bed's kind of small, but I'm obviously not that tall. So, yeah, that's the van tour. I'm trying to think of anything else. The canvas top is in good shape. I treated it with some random, I don't know, canvas treatment that the guy that made my awning gave me. So, yeah, that's the tour.